It's your boy L back for some more gym.
First off, I
heard that every episode. I was like, L back for more gyms. Straight up. Just want to listen to it with Ogie and everything. See what he got to say.
You know what am I gonna say today?
first and foremost, it's season 3, fellas. We back. We took us a long break, L.
What's up, my guy?
Back in this thing, man. And we got a new addition to the family. We're gonna catch up on what we've been up to. But first and foremost, let's get to this intro. War Insight season 3. Let's get it, baby.
Boom.
It's just different.
Hopeless at one point, and they have an opportunity to make you go harder, make you get in that booth and just really express that hopelessness. Like, man, y'all don't understand. This is like, you know what I mean? You dig from a different place. That bottom of your soul, that pit, homie, where you felt like the shit was, you know what I'm saying? You always wanted, but it looked like it was just not gonna happen.
Shit, in your mind it ain't gonna happen, shit, it probably won't. I took some risks, some people probably won't. That's how we're grateful for the fruits of all my labor. Hard to live and know you sick, I'd rather be with my creator, thinking time's up.
All right, welcome back to season 3, episode 1 of 4 Insight Podcast. This is your host, Mike Obi.
And it's your boy London Ogletree back for some more gyms, you know, saying the same thing as last year. I'm gonna switch it up this year though, but I'm gonna come with the nice introduction that I used to go with, but it might change up.
Shit, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, my guy.
I feel that.
What's going down, man?
Facts.
How you been, man?
Hey man, busy, focused,
Ain't nothing changed, huh?
nothing
Same
at all.
here,
Same motto, same vision, just a different mindset.
Straight up, man. Hey, we got a new addition to the family. So,
Yeah.
War Insight, you know, for those of us who don't know who this person is, we're going to introduce him. He's been vital in kind of 4 Insight's success, especially in season 2. You know, he's been kind of behind the scenes and he's been in support since he found out that we've been doing this whole thing. And, you know, we've been chopping it up with him and he finally was like, hey, it's time for me to make my moves in the podcast space. And said, we've been looking to add, you know, more minds, more like-minded people. And he kind of embodies the whole message of what we try to do. So without further ado, welcoming Trevius Garrett.
My God.
Brody.
No. It feels good to be here, man.
Long time.
I ain't got no intro like y'all, but you know, I'm glad to be here, man. This is a humbling experience, and just like to listen to y'all conversations, it's motivational for me, and it gives me a new insight on a lot of things to encapsulate through day to day, and it's fresh.
Straight up, man.
I love it.
We'd love to have you, man. Welcome to the family, obviously. We're happy to have you here. So just first and foremost thing of it, we finished season 2 back in December 2022. We're in May already. We're halfway there, so a lot of time has been gone. And I know everybody's gonna want to know what have we been up to. So just first and foremost thing, Lon, what have you been up to since December up to May?
You know, not much change. I'm a little old, so as y'all might know from last season, just working my day-to-day work, still in corporate America. Nothing's changed there. Still learning my craft in that industry of sales. But additionally, I don't know if I talked about this last season about me getting a house. So getting a house, in a relationship, focused, out the ways. That's kind of what I've been up to. Getting closer with family and friends and whoever is your soul circle, just focusing on them. So that's kind of what I've been.
Trey,
locked in on.
for those who don't know you and don't know your life story, we always talk about background. So, just who is Trevius Garrett, and what is it that you do, and what has been going on since we left off at season 2, so back in December up until now?
Who is Trevius Garrett? Jeez, that's a big that's a kind of a big one right there. Well, I mean,
Talk your talk.
Hey man, I'm gonna humble myself a little bit though, but Trevius Garrett is a man of integrity. No, but I'm an asshole. But at the same time, really with myself, I'm just seeing myself as a humble and like caring man at the same time, recently single at the same time, and I'm just out here living life. Really, I come from a crazy background of you could say dysfunctional family, to be honest, and also I come from a background of, I'm now into sales, which I never said I was ever going to be in my life, but doing that, and also I have a construction management degree, and just black man out here trying to live life. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I hear that.
I guess it's on me, right? So, when we left out December, I was getting through my first semester of being a teacher. I had switched jobs. I had kind of thought and flown around the idea of starting a fragrance company. Now, here in May, we finally got a name. Trey is also part of my fragrance. He's my VP in the fragrance company, Molit. So we have that. We got a logo. We got names. We got samples. So now all that's left is for us to launch it. And in these 6 months, since December, all has been geared kind of towards that. Getting through teaching, getting my kids ready, and really investing and pouring into them, getting the hang of things, and then from there, starting the fragrance blog, fragrance mentor, and then also, trying to make moves as far as understanding what it is to start a business, what it's going to look like, branding, and promoting it. And so I've just been putting all my energy behind kind of getting the business ready to go. And so now we're in May, and by end of June, hopefully, God willing, we'll be ready to launch, and it'll be an official movement. So it's just kind of delving into purpose fully, and just understanding that this life's not a sprint, it's a marathon, but just try to get better with every day. Obviously, the teaching stuff's going well. Right now, literally at the shooting of this episode, I have 1 week left, and then we're done with school, and then all things point over to that. But just doing that also. I mean, how could we forget Lund moved? So got a new place. So just been, just full out adults and really staying busy, hustling. Even as priorities change, the message and the mindset is still the same. So,
remember I told you that in season 2, I was like, if you keep going through the process, it's gonna pan out. And then at that time, you was in a whole different mindset. And fast forward to right now, in present day, it's like you did everything that you told me that you was gonna do. And you went it taking it a step at a time, and that's all you can do in life is take it one day at a time, see how things are going, and then fast forward and just all your dominoes are laid out there now. You're doing what you told everybody you was going to do. So that's what you want to do in life, and that's how you get there.
Oh, also, I kind of forgot to mention at the same time. Yeah, me and OBR started the fragrance businesses, and I am VP, but he's definitely CEO. I give him all praise. I'm just here doing the commentary of things. But also, I'm a model / actor, and I've been in many short films, plays, and a couple movies as well. Not Bollywood. I mean, it's Bollywood, but it's like a different version of like Indian Hollywood at the same time. And got a trailer out for that. And also, I have a play coming up. It's centered around Still Damaged. It's called Still Damaged, but it's centered around dysfunctional family at the same time and how life is within that dysfunctional family. That's coming out very soon. I believe it's on July 15th. That's going to be coming out. We're going to be coming out in that.
I like that.
Right? You got us an actor in the
So it's going to be like a TV show, or it's going to be like
It's a stage play. It's a theater stage play that's going to be happening. And I'm going to be one of the main characters in there. And my role in that character is basically I'm the one of the baby boys in there, and just like I went through a hard time within my life, and now we're coming back all together, trying to repair the family as best as we can. So just that little sense I'm giving out.
I bet you didn't know Tyler Perry actually takes people's skits like that, and that's when he started making I think he took the Medea sample from his auntie, but like when he started doing different experimenting from Medea, he took like I Can Do Bad by Myself or something like that from a storyline from a skit that somebody wrote, or if somebody sent in their history of what they've been through, if it was, I guess, appealing to our culture. Yeah, I think he made a movie about it. He might have paid him, I don't know, but that's something you should look into. I told my mama to do that because I like my mama's story is like very detrimental of how she grew up and all that. And I was like, you need to write you something. Yeah. Send it over to him. So that's actually dope.
And that's also, I heard that a lot of times, a lot about Tyler Perry. A lot of people put hate on Tyler Perry for taking black stories at the same time and putting it out there. And I think he does get credit. I'm not too sure on that part. But it's just the fact that he makes money off of people's lives like that, and a lot of people hate him for that. But really? Okay. I mean, I don't see that too much as a hate thing. It's just more like he's just actually telling the story. Right. But I don't know, people see it in a very negative way.
And one thing, since y'all brought it up, and we haven't had anybody really been in the acting space. We'll talk about what it's like kind of being able to navigate and get into making moves into the acting space. What is that like? What are some of the challenges getting into that? I'm sure there's some people out there listening to this could be wanting to get into acting, could be wanting to get into plays or movies or TV. So talk about what that has been like for you and how do you make your moves, how do you make your mark?
Well, I say the way I got into acting was funny enough though. The way I started doing it, I started modeling first. I started putting a lot of pictures out there on Instagram, posting myself out there, posting hashtags like every single post and everything. And then a lot of the times, like I work with random photographers saying, hey, can I shoot with you? Can I do this with you? Can I do that with you? And everything. And so it got to that point, and then out of nowhere, I had like a lot of, sometimes videographers wanted to hit me up and just like saying that, oh, I got this music video I want to do with you, and like I got this idea, we could do a short film together on this. So a lot of my opportunities really came from just posting a lot on Instagram and actually putting myself out there, saying that I am a model actor because I do have experience in this stuff, and just keep going there like back and forth, and working with so many different people and getting so many different references from these people saying, oh yeah, this guy, he's a great, amazing actor, great, amazing model, like, you know, he's open to doing this stuff, did that. And so it's just really about pushing yourself out there in social media. That helped me do that. That's how I got into modeling acting.
What age did you start acting? Like, when did you say, I want to look into this and try to take it to a different level?
I started acting, I say pretty much, it was some point after, for sure after college, when I wasn't too busy and everything like that. So I say maybe around when I was like 22, 21. That's when I started acting. That's when I did like I believe my first thing was a theater. I got into theater, and shout out Deborah Acting. She was the one that actually put me into the theater, and I did the play with her. And that's the play that's called, that is part 2 still Damaged, but part 1 was called Damaged Goods. And I started doing that, and then I got into another play, and then another play, and then I got to short films, and then I got to the Bollywood movie, Bollywood music video, and a whole lot of other music videos and films out there, period. That's how I kind of got my start in that stuff.
Nah, man, you love to hear it. I mean, and at the end of the day, it goes back to something you just brought up, which is your digital footprint. You got to just post, put your stuff out there, and kind of be able to cast your net. Once you cast your net, you never know what opportunities could present themselves for you.
Thanks.
You just got to stay the course, and that's what it is with any TV. You know, you talk about like the major show right now is Power. And you talk about Michael Rennie Jr. and Johnny. You know, they talk about all the time is about you start off doing a whole bunch of different skits, different shows.
Yep. You
might flop a few times, but eventually, if you stay the course and you get better at your craft,
people gonna start to really recognize that and want to actually really work with you. Like, I mean, you got talent, you got a unique look to it. And it's like, it's hard for, I say it again, as a black man, it is kind of hard for us to actually get out there and, you know, get more roles in that industry, because it's hard to really put yourself out there in that fact, because not a lot of them wants to actually, they have a certain look to it, and they look at it in a negative aspect when they actually go into acting and modeling.
You know, there's something you brought up just now, actually. The whole thing of black owned or black face, whatever, a black face is something, and its value kind of being looked at in a different lens than just if it's just a regular entity. I remember when we started the business up, and people were like, oh, black owned business, right? And some people took that and it was like, that was a sense of pride, and then other people would look at that and they would ask, does that not maybe cause it to raise the eyebrows? So I was like, okay, let me pose it to y'all, the idea of, do you think the fact that, what do you think about people who say when you add black owned, it could either, like, that has to manipulate the value of it? But so like, for example, Molet is a business that is owned by African American male, and his VP is African American as well. So some people will say, oh, why does it have to be about black owned? Why can't it just be a business? And then other people say, no, you should use that as an advantage too. So what do y'all say about that?
I see. So how people look at it is like, why do you have to put it's a black owned business? Is solely because of how we've been treated over the years. So it's like, I think we're trying to break history and we're trying to do it the correct way, as us three were trying to do it. When people come in and say, well, why do you have to add that? It's solely because of history purposes. I won't go super deep into that, but I think it can benefit you at the same time, because we're coming from the point of saying, well, you're buying Louis Vuitton or Dolce & Gabbana, whatever you want to call it, Dolce & Gabbana or Gucci or whatever it is, and they've built their name so much. But I think as African American people, we generate so much revenues for a lot of these Caucasian owners or CEOs or whatever, but we won't pour into ourselves. And it's like, it's been so negative on us for so many years that it's like, well, you're gonna fail if you get to that standpoint of it because of who you are. But you have to just look at yourself as a different individual. Like, people say Kanye, I said that in season 2, people say Kanye's tripping about a lot of stuff. He might be tripping on his delivery, but I think where he's trying to get to is the right way. He's just not wording it correctly.
Yeah.
And I think that's his problem. So for me, I like when African Americans, like, it's a black owned business, this we're trying to do it with, because we haven't been treated fairly. Like, I was talking to my girlfriend about that. I said, and she's Caucasian, like, she hates when people look at us differently or how we've been treated. And I was like, even though she's not ever gonna feel what I felt or what our ancestors felt, she sees it in her students, how teachers might be like, oh, it's a this or it's a that. She's like, well, why we have to whisper that when it's about a African American? And she's like, that's kind of weird. So
she has this good certain understanding of it at the same time.
Yeah, it's a good understanding of it. And it's like, it just depends how you look at it. You know, it's a big conversation that everybody needs to have about it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's ever going to be talked about enough. It's never going to be. It's always going to be hushed mode at the end of the day until we all, I don't know where we have to go, like Congress or whatever, and get up there and try to change laws. But it's an ongoing thing. But I'm proud of y'all for saying y'all going to start doing something like Virgil. Like, when he started doing his stuff, there's probably people who shitted on him forever talking about, don't do this, don't do that, you're never going to get up there. And he got up there. And I will say this, though, I don't think we can't get that high, though.
I mean, for me, what it all boils down to is I try to take all that hidden stuff out of this business. And like, when people ask me, well, how do you feel about being in this? I'm like, I don't. And I don't because I don't limit myself to any confines, right?
Yeah.
And if anything, I try to use that to my advantage. So what I say with Molet is, look, Molet isn't just a business or a tagline, right? It's a whole movement where, look, nobody in my family, my dad is an engineer, my mom's pharmacist, they both in the medical field, right? My brother's in sales, my sister's in accounting, my other sister's in nursing. And if you look at the rest of our family, nobody owns their own business in my family. So I was like, let me be the first. They say, okay, well, are you sure you want to go the business route? Are you sure that's what you want to do? Nobody else around you done it. I'm like, because nobody else has done it, I want to be the first to say this is what you have to do. And then being a teacher, having kids, kind of being curious about, hey, what'd you do? How'd you start it? We want to know more about that story. I'm like, okay, watch. I'm gonna let y'all see this from the jump. And this is where people with social media and learning how to be vulnerable and learning how to like say, okay, I'm not a big fan of putting my life on social media, but you do have to let people see the journey of like, hey, it's not just once you launch and you make the hundreds of thousands to millions. Nah, it starts off with just an idea and you build upon this idea, and then as you build upon it, as you keep on putting in work, you network, you meet people, and then they want to tag along for the ride, and then also they want to help you, right? Me getting the logo, getting the sign, that was all because I was going around doing random stuff with making, like having people smell fragrances, and Trevius one of them, and then one guy was like, hey, I like what you're doing, hey, let me introduce you to this dude who makes graphics, M3 graphics, my boy Soren, right? He's like, hey, I'm gonna make your logo for you, boom. Hit us with the logo, right?
Yeah.
Then find someone who was going to make shirts, and so on and so forth. So it's a matter of, look, at the end of the day, I'm trying to be a living embodiment of, if you just stay the course, you stay the process, and if you just believe in yourself, you do what you're supposed to do, it can happen. Anything's possible.
And I've seen, just to say how it's a little start, but it's progress. I've seen so many people wear your fragrance shirt already.
Yeah.
Now you know you gave the t-shirt to
Me either. I was like,
because I
got
wore it
more
one
left.
day. I wore it one day and I was like, okay, I like how they fit my arms. So I was like, okay, I like how it's gonna feel. Once I get my pump, I'm gonna like this t-shirt. Then I seen like 2 or 3 more people walk in. And I was like, dang, like, okay, he doing the marketing the right way, he doing it the old fashioned way, and he doing it out of the mud. Like, cause I told him, I said, there's gonna be so many doubters in your corner that's in your corner who loves you because of it wasn't the foundation that they went through. So it's like, you can't please everybody that you love, and whoever it is that you have to go your course, because at the end of the day, we all grown men, and the only way we gonna make it, because eventually our parents are gonna be like, well, they did was like, we're not paying for them no more. So for me, I was okay, when they told me that in 2019, I appreciate what you're saying, but I gotta see this for myself. If I go your route and it did not work,
Yeah.
are you gonna pay for all my stuff? No. Right. So I was like, I'm gonna go into sales. I had experience from a standpoint of internships, but I was like, it wasn't getting me nowhere, so I had to start ground zero again, and then I worked my way back up. And that's what Obi's doing, and that's what you're doing. I'm like, keep going, and then we're surrounding ourselves with like-minded people, what Obi said off camera. And it's like, when you're surrounding yourself of people with like-minded situations or career set or mindset, physical, spiritually, emotionally, it's gonna make you go home and be like, why am I going to the club?
Yeah.
Why am I doing all this stuff? Like, we live in Houston where this is just party city. So it's like, I tell a lot of people, you can come out here if you want to and get caught up in that, you're gonna really lose yourself. Mm-hmm. And once you lose yourself, it's over. So that's why I applaud y'all. Like, y'all told me something y'all want to do.
Yeah.
And y'all stuck with it. And I'm like, y'all better than me. Y'all look at me sometimes and be like, I like what you're doing. I look up to y'all and I'm like, y'all starting something, and I'm like, that gives me motivation. But okay, do I like fitness? I love fitness, but I don't like the posting consistently, or I'm not really liking Instagram anymore. So y'all are motivating me to be like, you know what, L, you paid for this $1,000 camera, get back on it, get your eating habits right, finish this cut, do it right, and how y'all go to the gym in the mornings. Y'all don't know how much y'all are motivating me every day without me saying it. So that's why I say the goal to me of influencer is, if you can change one person's life, that's what you want. So.
And really quick piggyback off what you said, influencer, it's pretty much like now, instead of you being an influencer, you're more of a leader. Instead of being an influencer, when you impact that person's life, having an impact on a group of people is the greatest quality of being a leader. Instead of being an influencer, you just kind of navigate people to get this. But if you navigate people to get this and also gain a higher mindset and being a better person, that's a leader. And
then when you're the leader, you and people follow you. If you can use that for good, that's the key. Because I've seen so many people who have the high status, this and this, and then they just lose in touch with reality.
Yeah.
And I pray to God that if I ever get there, I don't lose frame of my thought process.
Same.
And then I can help others. Like, it was this one guy at the gym yesterday. He was like, man, I just want to say you look really good. And I'm like, I appreciate that. And then I'm not going to shun him. Mm-hmm. Like, I always call everybody big dog, because I want them to know, like, just because I might be bigger than you, I don't want you to think that I'm going to try to overpower you, because that's not me until you make me initially mad. But at first, I'm all about love and positivity and growth. Mm-hmm. But if it doesn't always work that way. But yeah, and then get that leader in.
And also the same thing, like, that's what I do at the same time. Like, a lot of people saying that, damn, I want to be just like you. I'm like, no. You're way better than me. There's some things I need to change, but I say all the time, be better than me. There's no being like me. There's only, I'm me. That's it. Yeah. So be better than me, and you can easily go that way. Right. But speaking on to the point of being like a black-owned business at the same time, I see it is a positive aspect of it, being black-owned, but it's also, it's been said way too much. Sometimes if it's like something that's black owned and it's very impactful, like I said, like towards like, bettering us at the same time, then that's great. If it's not, it's like, all right, it's black owned, I guess that's cool. I'm just, all right, I'm here for it. I'm glad you're doing your thing and everything. but I don't see it as very important. And if it's not impactful, it doesn't have a good impactful message, it doesn't have a good impactful life-changing thing for people. Like I see that more being a better version of being black owned. That's how I see black owned things.
Nah, all this has been bars, man. I mean, I think at the end of the day, what we talk about is, leadership and utilizing your leadership for good instead of evil, utilizing it in the right way and not being like. Cause I've always hated the word influencer. Like that word makes me cringe. And people are like, why do you not want to have influence? Why do you not want to be known as that? I'm like, because it's not about making people do something, or it's not about me trying to get someone to buy a product, like you said. It's about, look, if what I do helps you become a better person, if it helps you change habits, then cool. I'm all for that. I'm doing my job, right? But if it's a matter of me being an influencer means that I gotta make you feel like you aren't good enough as a person, or you have to be different, right? You have to change the way that you look, you have to change the way that you walk, the way you nah, that's not what I'm about. Because we all are unique, we all are our own individuals, and at the end of the day, our life experiences are gonna be different. So you should never try to be someone else. You should maybe try to be the best version of yourself, and you can take on the wisdom of people's experiences and say, okay, I like what this person did, I like what this person does. Let me learn from this person, and then be able to take my own little spin. That's all I feel like being a leader is about, is being able to pour into people in the right way. And this is what I've been telling Elle and Trey, like being a teacher really truly like makes you a better person, like in terms of you have a young mind, right, who's very moldable and very impressionable. So you really have to hold yourself accountable because people are looking up to you, and you don't even realize it. Like I'll be walking into my school, or I'll walk in the gym, and Coach Oberman, could you teach me how to do this? Or I saw this on your podcast one time. I listened to this, and I've been doing this ever since. Or hey, I did this. Remember you talked about that? I'm like, dang, I didn't realize you were paying attention to that, right? And it's that little stuff of like, all right, hey, you never know who's watching. Or me and Trey was the one who put me on coming to the gym in the morning, right? He's like, hey, 5 o'clock. And I'm like, man, my brain is not ready to get out of here with that 5 o'clock shit, man. Like my brain is not ready to do that. And then all of a sudden it was like, look, health and wellness, we talk about that all the time. I was like, look, I'm tired of going to the gym after work. I'm drained, I'm tired. I was like, all right, bet, let me see this 5 o'clock shit. And so then I was doing it for like 3 days, and I'm like, all right, this ain't that bad. Now I can't go to the gym in the afternoon. Like I'm like, I gotta do it. And people look at me like, we don't see you no more. It's like, because I'd rather go in the morning, get the workout out the way. And then also you feel like you kind of are tackling your day earlier, and you get more stuff done earlier. Then you get through work, and then you can do something else if you choose to. Not, dang, I still gotta go to the gym. All right, no, now I can't. I want to go to the gym because I have the energy to do it, right? Or if you need to go run errands, you got that to do after work. So I see like a lot of entrepreneurial people in the gym in the morning, and I'm like, that might be a lifestyle hack of trying to clear out the rest of your day, and then it keeps you on the go, keeps you active. So I mean, that's what it's all about. And then one guy was like, man, I see you come at 5 in the morning, maybe I should start doing it. Like not just an L, but like you just never know who's watching you. So that's the thing, you always try to do the right thing, and if people are adopting the same mindset, the same discipline, that's also about.
That's what The Rock was saying, and who did you just have an interview with Channing Crowder, and he basically said he wakes up at 4 or 5 in the morning, works out, and then do what he has to do. But like, think about how long we go to the gym. Every day of a week, we might be there from 2 hours to 3. I'm saying 3 max, is whatever. Yeah. But we do that 5 to 6 times a week. So it's like, if we can do that in the morning, then go do our real jobs, and then you get off at 3 or 2:40, or I get off at 4 or 5. You have 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 hours by yourself just to decline if you want to, or if you have the ability to say, okay, I'm gonna go take a nap for an hour after work, wake up, do something on my computer, or meal prep or whatever. You're using more hours of the day to plan out your life, and then you get in a regimen, and you get in a routine of like, okay, I can do this 5 a.m. and I'm waking up instead of at 8:30, 5, and them 3 hours now is that I would have been asleep. I knocked out my workout. Now I get them 3 hours back in the end of the day. So
it's grind time at that time. And then let's just say also being in Hofland, it's less cameras, bro. Compared to in the afternoon time, it's camera city, but in the morning time, it's like maybe you see like a few cameras, but it's not hindering you from getting all your stuff you need to get done. And it's also really like when you start doing it consistently, you build a mentality of, man, I gotta, like Opie said, you gotta like. It make you get after it. Okay, get this done. I've got my whole day. I get the work done, and then I got errands I can run. I can do so many other things. It opens up a different mentality as well too. You can wake up in the morning, that early in the morning. What I do, I wake up early in the morning. I will go walk my dog, and then when I'm done walking my dog, get myself ready. I'll meditate for like about 5 to 10 minutes, pray at the same time, and then once I walk out my house, I'm just happy and awake and just
I have so many people come to me and talk about meditation, and I haven't been able to click my brain to get into it. But like, I've heard so many believers like you and people who talks on it, and it's like it plans out their day. So I'm big on saging my house. I've been saging it like probably a year. But when I was really strong on saging my house and praying and then walking around it, and it did kind of give you a peace of mind and a mindset of like, and like you getting your steps in, walking your dog. You put me on the lemon water in the morning, and now I drink that dang near. I don't even drink water normal now, so it's just about taking. I think at our age and our mindsets that we're at now in life, we find beauty in things like somebody was on Twitter like, oh, I get happy now for a vacuum or something. We get happy about stuff like we actually do.
We feel like we got old souls, man.
We have to age like that. Man. We're still in our 20s, but
because of growth.
Yeah, that's growth.
And people always talk about us being way older than what our age is because we all have old souls. We all don't like really being out like that. We're family oriented. But I think at the end of the day, what it comes down to is that as you get older, with time, you get wisdom. And the wisdom is you have to really have a strong connection, mind, body, and soul. You have to have a strong mind, especially if you're going to tackle all these different ambitions. You who's in sales, who's leveling up, you got a house, you got a relationship, you're thinking about maybe other things. And then for Trey, he's got acting, he's got modeling, he's in sales as well, business. And then me, I mean, I don't even like thinking about all the shit I do, but you know, it's all
it's stressful, but it's great.
It's great because you have an opportunity, and like my thing is, if I just keep on working and stay in the process, and everything is built upon itself. I look back at where my mindset was and what I had, like when I met London and Trey just at 2021. You know, when we first got into Alpha until now, and how we've evolved and changed and how we see life differently. And I'm like, this is just the beginning. And we have a lot of time really to be able to build upon it. And so me, I love being able to tap into the limitless potential of the unknown, right? Being able to say, look, we get better every single day. And like you talk about, it starts off with just waking up in the morning, living a healthy lifestyle, expressing gratitude. Hey, I'm grateful to be healthy and to have a new day. And then you tackle the day with the right mindset. You know, how many times do people wake up and they're like, man, I gotta go to this bum job that I don't like. I have to go to the gym. Nah, man, I get to get up. I get to go to work. I get to make money. I get to go to the gym. I get to have a new day with a fresh slate to be able to tackle goals and obstacles. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about.
I like how you said that. Like, because a lot of us complain about going to work, going to the gym, breathing. we wake up. A lot of people wake up and think like that's just everybody in the world gets that. Not everybody in the world gets that. So that was deep. Man, I'm missing my look. This is like my own venting session.
Straight up,
hey, man, it feels good.
Straight up,
I was over here
Jesus.
like, dang.
Speaking of venting, this is a perfect segue, and we ain't gonna go to. We really had a great first episode to the season, but
Jesus.
One thing we did talk about though throughout most of season 2 was what word?
Relationships.
Yeah, that and dating, right?
Oh.
So
let's go.
It wouldn't be a For Insight episode if we didn't talk about how all of what we've been talking about kind of ties into this whole dating relationship dynamic. And you know, we have many more things we're gonna talk about this season for sure, but just you're still in a relationship, I'm single, Trey's single, and we talked about what is y'all's perspective on the current dating landscape at this moment as y'all see it, and where are we at?
That's That's a good question. That's a loaded question. I think dating is kind of what you make of it. At the end of the day, we have a lot of resources and people in the world that are guiding males and women in the wrong direction, I think. The best way that I can soak it up from being in a relationship is, as much as Instagram and social media has been beneficial for me, or just that it can be for anybody, it's also hindered our mindsets tremendously. Like, people don't think you can do anything outside of social media. Like, imagine, like, I see so many people older than us, like our parents, they won't pick up their phone for days. And I'm like, my friend's mom, I walked into his house, she was sitting on the thing, blinds open, she was doing a Sudoku puzzle. I don't think nobody in our generation would do that. And I was like, she found an extreme amount of peace.
That's crazy.
Off of just sitting there and just doing that. And I'm like, we all need that, but I think everybody doesn't have a mind of their own, kind of what you said about the social media piece. If I'm an influencer, I'm not here to make you do what I do. I'm here to make you take a piece of what you were probably lacking and put it into your regimen or your day-to-day life. Don't be me now, because you can't be me, but be Cindy or be Charles or whoever, and take it. Oh, I like what Obi, or I like what Trey did, or I like what London did, and it's making me stay on the course of focusedness, and I'm adding that to my regimen of my day-to-day. So I don't like the dating aspect in it anymore, but if my advice to everybody is, don't look for it, and it will come, and always know in a relationship there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be a lot of tension, there's going to be a lot of fights, there's going to be a lot of, but it's about how you communicate in your relationship. It's about how you work things out. Are you stubborn? Is she stubborn? And if you have both of those, then you have to figure out a different angle of that. And I went through both sides of those, and I've also went through people who are too clingy, or I went through people who is, you're never going to get a perfect woman, or you're never going to get a perfect man. And once we start realizing that, and that goes into the unconditional love. It's like, once you start realizing that, we'll be in a better state. But I think all these young men and young women, but should be 30-year-olds and 30-year-old men and women.
They do.
So that'd be worse because they're even more rigid. They're more rigid on their standpoint because they got all this life experience. So now they get broken like motherfuckers. Because of that, they take them, they bring them their shattered pieces onto somebody else, and they expect you to fix it. But man, fuck it.
And then they try to little bro to 25 or 26 year old and be like, you don't understand. No, you don't understand.
You don't understand.
So I mean, I would love to hear y'all's perspectives on it being the single ones, me not being a single.
Trey.
Me being bro. Okay, so another thing I did not mention in December, in January it happened, me being recently single at the same time. And learning from my mistakes and good things that came from that. I said the dating pool out here sucks. It sucks at times. At other times, it doesn't really. It's really beneficial to me. I mean, it's hard not to be beneficial when I'm just doing my thing out here.
We'll put you on the spot.
Go ahead.
Why do you think it sucks? And why do you think it could be good? But why do you think it sucks first?
I think it sucks because at the same time I miss having that aspect of being just like straight tied down and just not out here, like not really out here looking, but just like going back and forth and like going out here, going out there. I'm like, yo, I want to just lay back and chill. Come over here and just chill with me. I don't need to go out with you, nothing like that. I don't need to have these impressions with you. I'm like, I'm done. I feel old. I'm tired of this. That's why I say it sucks, but it's also good because I'm out here doing my thing. I'm kind of liking it.
But no, that's real. Like, to me, off the standpoint of, I don't want to have that overly. I have to oversell myself with a new woman.
Yeah.
Versus, I've been with a woman for this long. She knows me.
Yes.
I did that when I was younger, and it's like peace of mind. Basically, saying is, I come home, I can just sit down. I gotta really You worried about if I'm arguing with a new girl or is she getting mad at me for not replying. You already knew your old ways of it, and you know that, like, as I told you offline, it's something you have to deal with. But at the same time, I love that you get to go out here and do what you have to do and figure out life for yourself to be like, I needed to see this. The grass ain't green on the other side, as I once thought was. And you saw me in season 2. I was damn near single in season 2. And it was like, I've had my fun, but it was like, now I can come home now, I can just sit down. I don't really worry about nothing.
And to be honest, this one time I think I told Obi on this, I just didn't tell you, Lon. One time when I was going out with this one girl, I was supposed to go out with her, and what happened was she was late, like 20 minutes late. I canceled that date. Like,
really?
Yes.
Where'd y'all go?
We were supposed to go out and eat some ramen, and said she mistakenly said that, oh, I read the message wrong. I thought you meant, like, you know, how long would it take for you to get ready? Of course, I'm not saying how long would it take you to get ready. I'm saying how long would it take you to get there. Yeah. And you gonna say, oh, I'm 20 minutes out now. So I'm like, bet, cancel. So she called me after the fact, saying like, I'm so sorry. Well, we can go somewhere around the area. I'm like, okay, let's try this one place. She's like, no, I had that earlier. Why don't we try to go out somewhere else? I'm like, nah, let's do another day.
Yeah, you making recommendations and you late.
Yeah,
you should have just been on.
Like you should have been on. Like, I know I was late, but I expressly told you like the reason why I was late. You talking about you have to still get ready. I'm like, okay, cancel this thing. I'm not doing this. I'm tired.
And I do think men need to. It sounds bad and y'all go whatever. I don't care. I told y'all this season that's just raw cut L. I ain't got nothing to lose. I think a lot of men need to start holding women accountable more. Do I think we're wrong in a lot of situations from the cheating aspect? Yes, I do think a lot of us men are wrong about that.
That's true.
But I think a lot of women run with that now. And they put it on everybody, every male, every this. And when they're wrong, they don't have to take accountability for their actions. And they want men to overdo, and they're not. I've always said they're not coming up to par. They're not coming up to par. So for me, I'm big on. I like that you did, because some men would have been like, "Oh, I'll wait here until she show up." Now, if that was flipped, she'd say, "You're wasting my time. You're not respecting me for my time, my whatever you want to call it." I don't know how I want to break that down, but basically, you're not respecting her time, and it could have been World War III for you. But when it was you, it was I'm sorry, and let's move on. Then you even was man enough to say, well, we can go somewhere right here, and she said no. That would have been a deal breaker for a woman too. So I just think more men need to be like that, and like, I don't need you, I want you. Yeah. And that's how you get women to cooperate.
And also, funny enough, one chick I was talking to real quick as well, that she told me that she had posted a post saying that like more men out here need to be single and sad. I'm like, what?
Single and sad?
Yeah, single and sad.
I agree.
Why?
I love you agree.
Okay, wait. I want to finish.
It depends on the context of the story.
Yeah, but like pretty much like she was telling me that it's like, yeah, but y'all out here like, you know, cheating and everything. I'm like, I understand that, but you also have like some men out here who learn that lesson. But she's like, nah, I don't see that. But she's the one who's going out a lot every day.
And I forgot to tell you the truth. The guys you date and you talk are out here cheating.
That part.
I put that on all the ones that you talk
that part.
You date.
That's fair, but that could also. I agree. Men should go through that sad time.
I agree. No, that's facts. Because I went through that.
Because I went through that for 2 years, and that made me a beast. I was like, oh.
Put that dog in, because now you got nobody else but yourself. You gotta learn how to be comfortable. You have to learn how to be comfortable by yourself and alone. Like, people think, oh man, that means you're isolating yourself. That's good.
I love it.
You gotta isolate yourself for a good minute.
And maybe people will say that's our problem, that we love the isolation. I'm like, because I get to be with my thoughts, my own creativity. That's when I get to really get my most rawest thoughts.
Talk to nobody.
Straight up.
And me and Obi are real similar in that way. Like, Obi's I didn't think nobody could overthink me.
He overthinks like crazy. I'm like,
and that's what it's like. We're very, like, y'all have your own place. Like now I'm sharing my place, but it's a beauty on both ends of it. But it's like some days you do want to come home and be like, I don't want to hear nothing but the ceiling fan.
And I had both aspects at the same time, so it was like, man, I miss this, but I'm glad I had this just peaceful, quiet isolation. I'm like, oh,
I asked you that.
it feels good right now, but then, like I said, going back,
lonely,
I feel like, man, kind of just need somebody else with me. This is like, hey, can you handle this for me real quick? Can we go ahead and do this over here? But
I guess it's my time. I mean, well, honestly, I think Ellen and Trey would be much. I think they'll be proud of how much I've grown, since December. Because in their accounts themselves, they had thought out the lost cause. They had thought love was impossible for me. I actually am much more. I'm much more balanced in my mindset and my approach now than I was back then. I think. Main thing how I see dating is that it is what, like Linda said, it's kind of what people make it. And what does that mean, right? We all want something out of dating and out of being in a relationship. First of all, we want someone to compliment us, not to fix us, not to really repair us, but we want someone who's a compliment.
Right.
I think what happened when we got out of COVID, a lot of people's truth started coming out, and really honestly, it was a war we talked about. We were throwing shots. Women were saying, man, ain't shit, they're cheaters, they don't want to work, a lot of dudes are bums, yada yada, all that verbiage was coming out. So that was the shot from the woman's side. From the man's side, they're calling women the S word, they're saying, oh man, all these whatever, insert word you want to call women here. So then you have male and female, now the truth and all the ammunition has been put on the table. Now it's a matter of everybody's in that. If you are still out here single with all this information, you have to look in the mirror and check yourself.
Ooh,
at the end of the day. And I think that's what people are starting to, the people who have been able to do it and who want to be in relationships are in relationships, put simply, right? The people who aren't, who are still single and then we're still out here complaining, I think they really have not done that reality test or that reality check in the mirror of, man, why haven't I been able to find somebody? Is it because I'm not putting myself out there if I'm a woman or a male? Is it because I'm not meeting the right people? Am I not networking enough? Am I not using the digital footprint because I don't go anywhere already off rip? So then maybe dating apps have to be what I have to do. Or am I not giving people the legit chance that they need, the genuine chance that they need? I'm already coming into it thinking it's gonna fail, so then naturally I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot, I'm gonna shoot my partner in the foot. That could have been the person for me, right? At the end of the day, everyone has to take inventory on themselves. And that also, another thing, going back to accountability, I think London said men should hold women accountable. I agree with that, but I think women need to hold their friends accountable, just like they expect men to hold.
You said women should hold their friends accountable?
Yeah, women should hold women friends accountable, right? If you know your girlfriend is out doing something she's not supposed to do. This is why my dad and I were talking about this yesterday, right? My dad, you know it's gonna be some shit. You know it's gonna be some shit with my dad and I were talking about this. We were talking about it in terms of when you have women who struggle dating in their 30s and 40s, right? A lot of it is because they see their friends are off getting married, starting their families, their kids. And one thing about it is married women don't usually have single friends. Their mindsets are different. Well, a woman is married and she has kids. Now she's thinking, man, my life is geared around my kids and my family. Not going out to Miami or going out partying. They can still do that by all means, but your single friend has more time on her plate to be able to, hey, let's go clubbing, let's go this bar, that bar, right? So natural, and then think about, they have to also, if this woman's a good wife, my husband won't probably feel the most safe. He probably will worry more if I'm out late doing God knows what, and he doesn't have that peace of mind, just like how I would want that, same security from my man, knowing, okay, this is where you're gonna be, this is who you're gonna hang with, these are other married guys who have wives, and usually those families all kind of intermingle and intertwine. Look at suburban cultures where all these families are together, they're all interconnected. My mom knows your mom, and my dad knows your dad, and all those kids know each other, and they all grow up together. This is why community is important, right? It's really being able to say, I have this network of accountability and resources and access I use that can help me date in a healthy manner, right? So what dating to me is just about being able to really understand who you are as a person, what are you willing to put up with, what are you not willing to put up with, and you go out and you find a partner that fits that mold, right? Now, obviously, everybody has things that are, non-negotiables, negotiables, and then things that are green flags to them, right? And then where London talks about, no, everybody's perfect. No person you meet is gonna check off every single box. So what is really the thing that you can't put up with that you can't put up with? Or, from a woman's aspect, right? It's a lot of it goes to money and salary and looks and all these things. Okay, you ain't gonna have a 100% perfect dude, just like a dude can't have a 100% perfect woman, right? So from there, it's a matter of if you want this,
I'm damn near close to perfect.
That's what's up. I'm just saying in terms of like, if you want a partner, right? But you're saying I won't settle for this. Cool, understand. For that person who you wouldn't settle for, don't get mad if they choose to be with somebody else, and then now you're saying why he picked her, why she picked him, right? When you had the chance and you blew it because you wanted to be stubborn. That's what I think. At the end of the day, don't get mad whenever you want to be stubborn and that stubborn doesn't work with the person who you want. Or when you catch yourself not getting the people you want because you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror, you only have yourself to blame, and that's what it all is about. Take accountability for yourself, for your life, and create the outcome that you want. If you're a guy, you want a beautiful woman, understand what it takes to have a beautiful woman. You have to have some type of resources, you gotta have a look, and you gotta have status. That's period, point blank, no negotiating it. Women, if you want a man who makes a lot of money or who has the best looks, has access, understand what comes with that man. You can't change it. You can't change that person. So stop all that trying to, he has to change, he has to be different. No, that is who they are. You either gonna accept them or that's not the person for you. Point blank period.
So how do you go about this in a relationship? Because I've seen it numerous times. You talked about it, and I haven't heard nobody talk about it really. You can't decide if your girlfriend's friends who are single, or if it's flipped, or if you have friends who are single and you're in a relationship, or you're whatever. How do you think the significant other should handle? Say you have a girlfriend and she goes out with her friends, they're single. All right, babe, I'm just gonna stay at home. You gonna have fun with the girls, or you don't even want her being associated with the single girls because you know how they portray themselves. Versus a woman might be like, I don't want you with your little guy friends that I know that you be talking about and getting all these women and this and this. How do you handle that?
Straight up, I got you. So
I play both sides.
This is what I say. Right? First off, whatever you want, you have to then be willing to give it in return, right? So if you want to be the one to say, I'm gonna go out with my friends, don't get mad if your partner says that they want to go out with their friends. You can't be a hypocrite about it, right? Even if you don't like the friend group, if you're gonna be the type to say, hey, me as a guy, I'm going out with London, Trey, Chris, Blake, whomever, then I will be without, and my woman wants to go out with her friends, if I don't, that girl's not out. Now, where I see it becoming a problem is, if you don't trust your woman, then that's not the person for you. So at the end of the day, like I've told every girlfriend I've had, I wouldn't be with you if I didn't trust you. So we've already got past that whole barrier of, can I trust this one? If I say that I can be in a relationship with you, I can at least trust you enough to not go out there and embarrass yourself first and foremost. You're the one who's going to deal with the consequences, and then in turn embarrass me.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you're a person who I deem not trustworthy of being able to go out without me being there 100% of the time, then it's one of the things. I probably wouldn't be with the person. But if it's a matter of that friend group, you got to meet the friend group. You got to know who they're networking with, right? You got to know who they're going out with, and then if it's like, hey, that's the conversation y'all got to sit down and have. Like, hey,
oh man,
they have not the best habits, and a woman who has empathy and respects what you're saying, say, I can see that. All right, I'll probably chill on going out.
Say less.
Right, say less.
Truly, say less.
A woman who really, I feel respects and love. It's not forcing her. Because I always say, you always have a choice.
Just choice, man.
You always have a choice.
I'm jotting it down in my head how you me. It was like, I never want to be that guy to be like, you ain't going nowhere. You're not going. That's never going to be me.
Facts.
You can do what you want. I'm just letting you know, and they're gonna be like, well, that's kind of, what's the word? They'll say,
it's an inherent answer to what you're saying. Like,
you're kind of like threatening them.
Yeah, you already threatening. Like, you threatening our relationship. I'm like,
No, I'm just giving you some
This is your
consulting
options.
advice. Like, this is your option. I have the right to say, I don't like that person you're around because I know what that person brings.
Straight up.
And if you continue to say, well, I want to be around them, I'm not going to say that's a deal breaker for a relationship. But if I see continuous problems coming to our relationship in our household or whatever,
Because you're hanging out with
that's going to make me say, I told you this 4 weeks ago. Now I'm getting mad because you're not listening. And that's where my anger would come from.
My bad. Well, what I'll say is, where that then comes at is, okay, fine. You want to stay friends with that person, fine. But then if I have to hear, because this is the main thing, where that ends up coming to rear its head, right? Is a guy's main thing is I'm big on my peace of mind cannot be hindered with at all, right? So if you have a friend who has habits that aren't conducive to being whatever, right? And then all of a sudden I hear, hey, man, I heard your girl was out with Shorty and they were doing this with these guys. It's like,
You put me in the pickle, man.
you put me in a pickle and then I'm like, damn, I know who that person
I'm
is.
looking back. I know who that person is.
Yeah.
You over here.
And that's what I gotta deal with, and now I gotta sit there with the way I think, and man, did she really do that, did she not? I don't know, I didn't see it. Now it's about a matter of how strong our bond is.
I hate
For
to
me,
do that.
if I gotta think like that, it ain't worth my peace of mind being hindered with, so I'll probably cut your ass off.
And that's
the
what me and Obi got. I'm quick at
Gotta go. Gotta go.
I throw it in the ocean. Not that I want to throw it in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's what Obi said. I've seen my peace at mind being single.
Yeah.
So and that's why I say being in a relationship is what you make of it, because it's gonna be highs and lows. And how I said it was, just because you have highs, I almost told myself when I was single, I said, I don't like them lows, so I'll just keep my peace of mind as single and forget them highs. We don't even gotta worry about highs. I'll get my highs from something else because I can't deal with the lows. So
I can't deal with the lows of something someone else brought. My lows that I deal with as an individual are brought upon me, and I got to take accountability for them. But when it's a matter of someone else is causing me not to have peace, now that can't happen. I work to this point to gain my peace of mind. I work hard. We all work hard like dogs to try to provide for ourselves, to be able to create a level of peace. And so then for someone else to come and hinder it, forget how many times maybe they can help you. The low times you're like, bro, I don't need this shit. And I think that's where your patience really gets tested. Like, I mean, because drama is bound to happen, like you said, fights and disagreements are bound to happen. But even the way a partner goes about a disagreement with you, like, y'all both know the last person I talked to, she was really good at, hey, if we disagreed on something, she knew how to communicate to me. And that's why I'm like, I've seen that experience, and I'm like, dating can be healthy if you're with the right person.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. You have to still be your true, authentic self, but at the end of the day, having someone who you're compatible with, they don't gotta be perfect, they don't even gotta be into everything that you're into, but someone who really has strong communication and empathy, that goes miles and distance. And that's always something I've been big on. And seeing that play out, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the right way.
Now, see, I haven't had too many issues with the single friends, but I just hear it a lot. But now that I'm not in a relationship, and I'm talking to some of these females, and at the same time, like, they're telling me about their friend group and everything, I'm like, why don't you just cut them off? Like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with you just cut them off?
Because women can't be alone.
I know, but at the same time, I'm like, look, here's what I'm gonna give you. It's better for you to be alone instead of you trying to be locked up and like,
they're not us.
And I always tell them too, like, look, they're not your fucking friends. They're your associates. These are all associates. If they're your real friends, they'll be coming for you. They'll be coming to you for like better things for yourself instead of them coming to you with crazy issues. Like, that's not a friend that's gonna come like.
It's only convenient for them.
Yeah, it's keeping for them. Now you're having all this stress because guess what? You're dealing with the friend's issues that you should never be dealing with.
Guess what? The instinct of it, me.
Exactly. You know what? Being that I was the guy friend to a lot of girlfriend groups, right? I seen it firsthand. I'm like, first and foremost, y'all really aren't friends like that for real. Y'all really are in competition with each other. And when I say it, it's like, what are you talking about? Or like when I get them, like, what are you talking about? I'm like, look, y'all are friends and everything's all good until y'all want the same thing. Then watch how catty y'all get whenever y'all want the same dude, y'all want the same opportunity, the same job. Y'all will step all y'all.
But when we do it at the same time, it's like, oh, yeah, all right, go ahead, do your thing, bro. I ain't hating on you and everything.
It's that because I think for guys, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, there's an inherent understanding, like there could be physical confrontation that comes with snaking somebody, like life or death.
Yeah,
right?
If
someone snakes you, right? If this is your boy, right, and then he snakes you to get a job opportunity, hey, there's consequences that come along with it. It ain't gonna stop
like,
there.
yo, bro. Really,
especially over a female, whatever the case. I mean, think about, there are empires that have, Troy fell because of a woman, because dude shook his hand and then his brother went and stole his woman. You know what I'm saying? And think of all the different things that have happened in life because someone pretended to be your friend and then ended up snaking you and like for women, they're a little more passive, and that's not right or wrong. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Right. So as a result, it's like, yeah, I'll be your friend and I'll go out with you, and then I was, ooh, wait, we want the same dude. Okay, I'm gonna back door. You know what I'm saying? And so just being able to be mindful of who really has your best interest at heart. You know, at least I would say just be mindful of the consequences of everything. You have a choice. Everybody has a choice to do the right or wrong thing, right? But if you know this is gonna make your partner upset or this is gonna possibly cause strain, that's the only thing you have to really be mindful and cognizant of is what is really the consequence, and is it worth me possibly hindering something good over this little momentary, you know, like high that I'm gonna get by going out, by going to the club, by getting lit, you know, or by, you know.
Sucks. It's dumb. It's like this. It's done. It's done and done. When you've done it so many times, it's like there's a point in time when you know you should have been stopped this. You should have been changed your life around and settled yourself down. Right. Just lay back, go out and date, but you ain't gotta go out to try to find. Like if you go out to the club to try to find somebody, then you look in the wrong place.
Stop going to the club. Like you can go to like oh yeah, he told me he go to bombshells or something. Like, that's cool. Like something's on that level scale. To me, for right now, is the highest I gotta go, or just a nice little bar, pub, whatever. And you might run into a girl one day, and then you might just chop it up, and you might not even be disrespectful. It was good talking to you, man. Hey, if I run into you again, I run into you, but you take care. And that girl gonna be like, dang, why you didn't ask for my number? Because once you're so in tune with yourself, like Obi, like y'all are running a business. You guys are still working. Mm-hmm. I don't have time for you, honestly. I'm giving you my time. Yeah. So it's like, I'm not here anymore for your private area anymore. I'm in here for if that presents us. Don't get me wrong, every guy wants that, every woman wants that. Let's get that off the table. But do I need it? I don't need it. So it's like a lot of guys are fiending over it.
And then at the same time, it was one time I was at the store. I'm at the store and I'm just trying to get some groceries and everything real quick. Out of nowhere, store clerk, and I've seen this so many times, every time I've been to the store so many times, she always be looking at me and just like, At all times, I just never, ever really pay attention. I'm like, look, I'm just trying to get in and out. Like, I appreciate you, that look good and everything, and you want me and stuff, but I'm like, all right, I gotta go. I would definitely want to, but I don't need to at the same time. I don't need to just holler at you. I don't need to get your number, all this stuff. And I finally recently did it. I'm like, why did I really do that? Did I really need that? Nah.
It's that momentary high that
it's just momentary things. It's quick. It's done.
One thing, I mean, I think a sucker is gonna try to play the game, try to, ooh man, I gotta buy the cat and things of that nature. Like we've telling you, doing this fragrance stuff really can sabotage you because, like, I'll never forget. Trey may remember this story. Part of us with this whole fragrance startup was we were approaching buku amounts of women, you know, trying to get them to do impressions of us, of the samples of the fragrances and things of that nature. So we meet some really great women who gave us a lot of insightful stuff, and we even, hey, start up your own line. Hey, y'all have cars, y'all have this. So you have that, but then you also meet the other side of the spectrum where it's like, oh yeah, man, you guys are really gonna be tapping into a great opportunity if you just market to women because guys are simps. So all you gotta do is just give it to a girl to promote, and then guys will buy it just because I'm like, damn, like.
Shit.
But then at the same time, she wasn't wrong because I can see where she's coming from with that. Then she talked about starting her OF, and she's like, man, I started this and. I started this 2 months ago, and now I made this much money. And it was crazy.
I still like.
And the whole thing was, yeah, if you want to pay me, and then I'll do this and I'll do that, and I'm just like,
good luck to you, baby.
Straight up, I was like, hey, I ain't the dudes that are worshiping you online. Like
I'm going to sleep.
Look, it's nice to look at, but like,
you look great.
You gotta think about how you want to have your mindset in 5 to 6 months. Like how this is what I've learned. I've seen a lot of women be in relationships in the last year and got out of a relationship, and I've seen a woman act very conducted herself in the relationship as soon as she got out.
Wilding.
And I said, okay, were you really like this, or were you just doing this because of me? Because the relationship wasn't going to work anyways if you're doing it for me. And if your morals and values wasn't already aligned with this. So now you're getting off of a relationship, but you turn around and you show your butt, you do this. Of course a guy's going to say, I want that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we like as men. It's just like you guys like a nice, good body. Men like bodies. So that's the first thing we're going to go into is looking at attractions and bodies and all this. So like once that happens, it's what more do you have? It depends on the guy you're talking to. If you're coming to people like us, okay, you look good, you passed that first test. Now I talk to you. You talking to me about, oh, guys ain't this, guys ain't that. My last relationship we did this.
I'm like, all right,
have a nice day.
cool.
Okay. This is you're doing too much. I'm out. So it's like it depends who you're talking to, and I think women catch on quick though if you are that type of guy. And they're like, well, I'm sorry, but if they do it consistently and not even know they're doing it anymore, I can tell they're not healed, and they're just trying to tell themselves that they're healed. And I'm like, yeah, I got to see how I can get my way out of that. And that's just where I was at when I was single. And then I think everyone is, when you're dating them, and they're gonna come with some undamaged baggage that you thought you could catch.
A lot of them will at the same time. I say that for sure. Like recently, mine, she kind of did, and like I caught that, but like at the same time when I was with her, it's like there was a lot of things that she had brought that was immaculate, and that I never thought, to be honest, coming from my family at the same time, I never thought I would ever be in a relationship that long in my life, ever in my life, until she came around and changed that. And those aspects that she had brought is something that's very irreplaceable. It's not irreplaceable. It's just like I don't see myself like taking a chick seriously for a long time until they show me. Because
you had good.
Until they show me that, like, look, you gotta show me that. And I've learned from what I had at the same time. Like, okay, I know exactly what I need now. I ain't dealing with none of this stuff. I'm just doing this my thing.
It's crazy because, like, for me, I guess I'm wired differently from the standpoint, even the interaction. I appreciate the experience of dating, like, and that's what kind of makes it different. I think going back to what's balanced me out. Like, I look back at it, every chick I've dated, I've always said, no matter whether I date them or not, I just want them to be a better person when we leave this like dating experience. Or if we take it all the way, then by all means, that was the person I was meant to be with. But like, I'm not the type where when I stop dating someone, man, it's beef, or man, I want you to suffer. Nah, you gonna. Nah, I said, hey, cool. Like, first chick I dated, I think she does some type of nursing now. Second chick, they're all doing fine, and they're doing well for themselves. They're providing for themselves.
That's
I'm
great.
like, that's all love. That's good. I'm glad that they're all thriving. I'm not the type man. Nah, man, I gotta get revenge on her. I'm like, look, you told me what I needed to learn. I took the experience for what it was, and that's made me a better person. I was able to say, okay, I learned this. None of this is right. This is
humbling.
I humble myself, and that goes to being able to look in the mirror, like, all right, this is what went well, this is what didn't go well, this is what you were able to do. And now, first off, now you know how to deal with a person, now you know how to interact with a person who has that background. I always say the best advantage I have is that I've talked to women from all different types of settings. I've seen every experience. So now I know how to handle it. Does it mean that my way is going to work with every woman? No. Does it mean every woman is going to be 100% bought into me? No. But I know I can look at dating with a pure lens, knowing, hey, I'm not going to take it personally. I'm not going to be spiteful. And for that, I can just stay and be 100% locked in on who I'm with, right? A mentor of mine was like he's like, hey, you don't lust like a young person does. Like why? Like, man, truth be told, I was giving the game too early in life. So now I'm all about being locked in and finding the right one. Going back to what Trey says, like it's about finding someone who's compatible, and then the lust will come after I know she's the one, or after I know, hey, this is really somebody I'm down for. You know, but not, I don't lust first in terms of saying that I'm looking at the body first. No, the body gets you in the door, but then I want to go straight to what is your mind, what is your life, what is your vision.
The lust comes after. That's how I look at it. And people look at me crazy who I've talked to, and I even tell my girlfriend now, I'm like, I'm not with you for your body. Like, if I get turned on by a conversation in a deep intellectual conversation. Like, if we can sit here some days and we planned on watching a TV show, and what we did was we blew up an air mattress in our living room sometimes, and then it's big enough to fit on our couch. Yeah. So some days we can just be in the living room. That's like a big old bed, and it's like, if we some days want to watch TV, do that, but some days you want to do that, and then you go into a deep conversation, drink some wine, and just talk for 2 or 3 hours. To me, that lust comes after, like, ooh, we have a deep talk, we talk about life, we elevate it. Now I'm about to say yes.
I don't know.
I'm like, damn,
hold on, wait a minute.
You just had a whole 2-hour conversation.
Hey, back real quick. We're going to holler at you.
Hey, right here.
Let's go.
You want to start courting her all over again, because like, not only is your body beautiful, but your mind.
It's your mind. It's amazing. That's the best part.
Nice part. When they got both, that's a tough thing to find. Man, a woman whose body is just as beautiful as mine, or her mind is just as beautiful. Man, you can't find that everywhere. Like, man. Anyway,
man, y'all got me sad now.
Nah, man, because it's all. We all know what it is, and you know, we're all gonna find our one Monday. Yeah, man. Stay the course.
Run out.
The rest of us, the rest of us, and the rest of the families all gonna find our one. The main thing is just hold yourself accountable. But fellas, I mean, great episode 1 to start off the new season and wrap up. What's y'all's final message just for this episode? This first off, we're gonna start with Trevius being a new addition, bro. What's your first message, man? Your first last message?
I want to say my message, man, is to give an impact to somebody. Like, be an impact on somebody's lives. Don't just be a hindrance. Just like, you know, if you want to actually give, like, if you want to actually make a change in somebody else's life. Make a change within yourself. Don't be a what is that? Like, not a hobo. Don't be a hobo. Don't be just like a person who's just like a hindrance to somebody's life. Just be somebody, have an impact on somebody's life.
I would say growth. Honestly, like, continue to grow. I'm in the season of growth, and everybody in my circle that I'm with, I see that they're growing and they're watering their flowers, and they're continuing to go. If you're running into like a bump in the road, that happens. It's just a matter of, can you keep going, and can you figure out the key pieces and what's really important, because I've been seeing a lot of misled young individuals, misled older individuals, ladies and males.
Thanks.
And we all got to get back on track. Obi said something beautiful offline. He said everybody thinks it's a competition. At the end of the day, it's never a competition unless you make it a competition. So the people who are doing that are on that level of high status, y'all need to look yourself in the eyes. People who are under them, don't think of them as superheroes. All of us are human beings just trying to make it and trying to get $1 and make sure our families have something to eat, live, and do what we call life. So my subject line is growth.
Impact, growth. Obi?
I would say my subject line, I would just say, man, is wisdom. You know, just seek out wisdom. You know, and just continue to learn. You know, learn yourself first and foremost, because it's your life and it's your impact, it's your legacy that you're thriving and you're starting to try to build up. You know, all of us have something that we can bring to this world, So figure out what that is and tap into it, hone in on it, find your purpose, and let your purpose breathe life into others. That's what I've always said. That's what I've always believed, and that's what I'm always going to continue to preach. And that's it. Straight up. But fellas, that was a great first episode. Back. Season 3. And it's only just the beginning for sure. You can catch this episode YouTube, Spotify, all your listening platforms, and we also have Spotify for podcasters. Check out there, subscribe to us, give us a 5-star review, and help us really be able to boost this whole message to the rest of the world and let us grow. Because For Insight isn't just a podcast, but it's a movement. You can follow me at obi.mike56 on Instagram as well as the For Insight page. Follow Trey and I's More Lit Perfumes as well. We're getting that launched, and then also you got my fragrance blog, my fragrance mentor. So yeah, we got more tags. All this.
I'll tag us up the line real quick, man.
Yeah, just I don't got all them tags. that shows you the growth of his tags from season 2 to season 3. But just y'all keep following me on Instagram, London_Ogletree. I'm not promoting my meal prep too much anymore, but that is still available if you do need some food. I do cook, but when I get my house, which is very soon. I'm thinking about launching it back up. So follow taste_of_home as well. And if y'all want some meals, reach out to me as well. So
hey, but one time, bro, clap up the man with the house, bro. Congratulations. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, LaShawn, LASHAWN.116. That's my personal Instagram. Y'all follow me on there if y'all want to see more gems a little bit. And also I got a page, my homeboy, me and Pat Martin, doing our God Body page. If you ever want to come get that God Body, actually work out your mind, spiritual and physical mindset, then come on through. It's that page, that God Body. Y'all come check us out.
Hey, we appreciate all of you guys listening, tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Feet on the ground with a prove you wrong mindset. I'd rather go out on my sword than have my mind tapped. The ones with eyes can never see, I make the blind clap. I'm bringing back that type of sound that once divine rap, homie.